on transaction costs. If only I had used GasHawk in the last handful of months, I could have saved myself $800 in gas fees alone. You can get started with just a click of a button to add GasHawk to your favorite wallet. Start saving some extra dough on gas fees today by checking out GasHawk for free using the link in the description below. Now, let's get to our episode. Hey, GM, everybody. Welcome to what's going to be another awesome DevNTell. If you didn't know, DevNTell is a 30-minute podcast for builders to showcase something they've been working on or are passionate about in Web3. This is going to be an awesome project we've been working on, demonstrating and testing best practices, automation goodies, smart contracts, how to structure a project, etc. Basically, if you got a passion for something, this is your opportunity to share with the community here. And today I'm ecstatic to have back on Raza Codes from Scroll. If you recall, back in early March, we had some technical difficulties that we weren't able to proceed with that session, but now I am happy to have Raza Codes, hopefully with, knock on wood, all the things working. Welcome, Raza.
Thanks for having me, Narp. And yeah, just so I clarified to the audience, that was all on me. Narp was all set to go. Unfortunately, things on my end didn't work. So glad to be back on the show.
Excellent, and happy to have you on, man. I guess before we dive into the content, did you want to give a brief introduction about yourself, just in case some folks aren't familiar with yourself?
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks. Yeah, so I'm Raza. Been in this space for a minute. I'm the head of DevRel at Scroll. What I do what Scroll does is basically we're a layer 2 ZK rollup, ZK EVM compatible. So bringing you the same dev experience as Ethereum on Scroll, and you're able to deploy on a L2 with transacting in a higher performance, cheaper gas fees, and while retaining the same DevX. So we often say copy paste deploy. Obviously, I think a little bit about Scroll is then we'll dive into that in a bit as well. But very much our focus is making sure that we are secure, highly available layer 2. And any questions that are regarding that, happy to answer them.
Excellent. And I guess how long have you been at Scroll?
Yeah, a little over a year now. It feels
Cool.
like a year in Web3 is like 10 years in normal
That's
human
right.
life. So.
That's right. That's right. Yes, it goes even past dog years. So yeah, I
Exactly, I
can
was gonna say
imagine.
the
Yeah.
same. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. I had to think about it because it feels also like 10 years, in a good way.
Yeah. I'm sure, man. Yeah, that's excellent. I guess in the interest of time, we can get going with the content if you're good to go.
Yep, sounds good. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
And folks, while Raza is presenting, if you have any questions for him that you'd like to be asked, please write them down in the comments, and we will have those up for you to be answered. But
Yes,
here we go. Go for it.
awesome. Thanks, Narp. Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about three things today. One is the Vortex hackathon that Scroll's bringing. A little bit about Scroll. If you haven't heard about Scroll, you might have heard about it and you want to know more. And then actually something I'm super stoked about is the Level Up platform where, a minute ago, my friends Rahad and Tony started this together where we tried to give a little bit more of a challenge to devs. And so bringing that supported by Scroll to the community as well. So a little bit about me is, like I said, I'm a DevRel. I mostly like build and break stuff. Really grateful to be in the space. Early DevDAO member. So happy to be here and happy to tell you guys about the stuff that I'm working on. So wanted to start with the Vortex Hackathon. So if you've missed it, we launched the Vortex Hackathon. We're starting actually on the 24th of April. Super grateful for the partners to be involved in here for the hackathon. Actually, there's one partner that's not on here. Surprise partner is Cyphren. So if you're familiar with the OGs, Patrick Collins and Vito, they are participating in our hackathon to sponsor something that's really, really cool. I don't think I can talk about it right now, but very, very soon. They're coming out with some awesome stuff that you'll be able to build with firsthand at the Vortex Scroll Hackathon. So a little bit about what our objectives is that we really want to obviously also onboard new devs, lower the barrier for Web 2 devs, but also allow you to engage with DevX and tools, and empower, let's say, your own projects and teams. This is a little bit, like I say, our objectives, and we'll talk a little bit more about how you can become successful at the hackathon. So what you can expect is 5 days of hacking. The registration will actually be open for the first 2 days, because you might be more familiar with a 3-day setup. Most hackers usually need 3 days. Because it's an online hackathon, we decided to extend it with 2 days, or a 5-day hackathon starting on 24th of April. We've got a whole bunch of workshops lined up for you as well. I'll talk about that in a minute. We've basically got 3 tracks: privacy, DID, DeFi, and gaming. We also have a general one, so I'll touch upon that in a bit. But yeah, really stoked to bring 85K in prizes, and we'll touch upon more about the price structure. So about 50K of that 85K comes from Scroll, where it's part of the general hackathon, and the bounty prizes we'll share later on. And then there are also preluding to the hackathon. There are the level up challenges, where again I'm super stoked to share it with you guys. I think that it's in a beta version, but we'll be rolling out in a very quick pace challenges for you guys to complete. But first, the prizes: 11K to get a part of the prize pool. Sorry, 11K prize pool. What that means is you deploy and verify your contract. We're usually slightly strict here, so I'm making sure that it's just not just an Hello World contract, but as long as you deploy your smart contract on Scroll, it's verified, you can get a piece of the pie of the prize pool. And you read the second part of the sentence: build a valid detector, and that has to do with ciphering, and I can't share more, but if you stay tuned, I will definitely be able to share more, and I think you guys are going to love this. The thing I'm stoked about, I guess, about the hackathon is that there's 24 prizes. So we actually have 9 number one prizes, which is 3K per team, and 9 times 1K, and then 6 times $500. And I'll dive in a bit about how it's structured across the tracks. But a little bit about this to take a minute. I know what it is to hack all night. It can be stressful, and it's often about the idea and then having a workable flow. And often, your idea is good enough, and the workable flow is cool, but there's not enough prizes inside a hackathon. So what we try to optimize for here is making sure that enough teams get rewarded. And so I'm really stoked to bring to you guys. I hope you guys sign up. If you have any questions, reach out. But I think that with this setup, we'll be able to reward as many teams just building, and making sure you guys have fun. So the 24 prizes are split across 3 tracks. So there are 8 prizes per track. So every track has like a top 3 for 3K, and then a top 3 for 1K per team, and then a runner-up 2 times of $500. Here you can see the criteria. They're pretty straightforward. I think the most important one is the first 2. I would say, project contracts must be deployed on Scroll Sepolia and verified, and they must have a working flow. The project. It's fine if not everything works. It's fine if the front end is hacky and buggy. I mean, there's only so much time you get in a hackathon, but try to have a workable flow. A pro tip: if you have written the contract and you didn't get to the front end, show tests. That often shows that your contract works. Like I said, we've got workshops lined up for you. I would say over here there's a QR code. I'll pause here for a couple of seconds, but you can also find us in my bio. That will take you to the Telegram group where you can find more information. These ones are outdated. I would focus on the big one, and you can keep up to date. NARP, I think, has also included the link to the registration of the hackathon. So again, make sure you sign up. These are the dates for the workshops. I'm really stoked. I'm starting here with a developer DAO. Is a home to me. I love the community. So this is where we announced the alpha to you guys. Obviously, already announced the hackathon, but more details on the tracks that I just gave. This is the first place. If you're interested in applied ZK, if you're interested in how do I integrate ZK in my front end, so client-side proving, April 15th, so Monday, and April 16th, I will be giving 2 workshops, one for the Web3 Samaj, it's an Indian Web3 community, awesome community, and one for Web3 Africa on the 16th. And then my colleagues are doing some workshops in Uruguay and Bolivia. I think that it will be streamed. And then on the 22nd and 23rd, we're actually hosting our partner workshops, so Anchor, Covalent, Chainlink, Sindri, Aztec, Open Zeppelin, and The Graph, and Cypherin will be giving workshops on the 22nd and 23rd, prepping you for the hackathon itself. I'm going to pause here. Norb, any questions so far?
I guess if some folks aren't on Telegram, are there any other alternatives for them to gain more information, like a Discord, perhaps?
Yes. So Scroll has a Discord server. You can hop in there. I think the easiest way would be if you sign up for the hackathon. You'll be asked for an email, and so you'll be posted 3 emails as well. So there, the email will have all relevant links to Discord server as well as the Telegram. But obviously, if you're not there, the emails will also have the hacker resources, submission deadlines, processes, all that stuff.
Awesome, excellent. And any swag for being a participant?
Yes, we're working on it, but there's actually going to be for the challenges. So the people who complete the challenges, they can expect some custom swag. And we'll take a look on how to distribute it properly. But yeah, there's some involved. There's not much I can share right now.
Okay. Just know there'll be swag, folks. So
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
Please continue.
All right, I'm just going to quickly take a segue in quickly describing, what Scroll is, a ZK rollup. Often, zero knowledge referred to as the holy grail of scaling solution. And then we'll finish it up with the level up platform. And then if there are any questions left, happy to answer them. So simply put, a rollup is a separate network on top of Ethereum where you basically offload transactions. And so these transactions are batched and posted again on Ethereum. And then that's how you, in a nutshell, inherit security from Ethereum. But how does Ethereum know that these transactions are valid, right? So let's say NARP sends me 1 ETH on Scroll. All the transaction data is posted on Ethereum. But then Ethereum needs to know that, that actually happened. And so there are 2 types of proofs. There are validity proofs and fraud proofs. I won't dive into fraud proofs. They're used for OP rollups. But validity proofs are ZK proofs for ZK rollups. And basically, simply put, for a ZK rollup, the validity proof is the proof that the transaction is executed correctly. And so what Scroll does is it posts the transaction data and the ZK proof that the transaction data is correct on Ethereum. And so for a developer, this is the most important part. The most important part is copy, paste, deploy. And what you copy paste is basically your RPC URL. So you change it. And the DevX experience is the same as Ethereum. So you can use Solidity, Viper, you can use Hardhat Foundry, ApeWorks. It works all out of the box. Quick disclaimer: SHA-256 is a precompile that, as of now, reverts, but it will no longer revert. And early May, I expect, with our next upgrade. So then we'll be fully compatible, no changes. And so the benefits is the throughput, like the performance and the gas fees. We'll have 4844 as well. So we're expecting a significant decrease in transaction cost. And I think another component that's very important for Scroll is that we have implemented something called the multi-prover. We've implemented multi-provers, which means we don't just generate one ZK proof. We generate multiple and we validate them. So security is really, really important to us, and that's something that we try to walk the walk and talk and walk the walk. And so I think those are the key distinguishments of Scroll, where we're performant, cheap, EVM compatible, means same dev experience, highly secure. roll up and an ideal home for the builders. That was it. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that I guess like I won't go through now because they're more or less about the technical underlying details. Happy to come back and go through it. What I really would love to show you guys now is the Level Up platform. So if you go to Level Up web3.xyz, what you'll find is this website, and I'll quickly click on how it works, where you can read a little bit. So these are challenges. These are developer challenges. They're hosted on GitHub, and the way it works is each challenge has a description. They might be focused on DeFi or gaming, and the challenges basically give you a way to get hands-on practice for certain missions, and I'll show you one in a bit. And the whole idea is that you're able to level up your skills as you go. So it's not a course. It has curated material. Often we refer to Cypher because their courses are phenomenal. And so once you've learned, let's say Solidity, or you've learned how to deploy smart contracts, you want to get hands-on, and that's what we cater for. There's a study group on Telegram that you can join. Quite a few people has joined already, and there we post every time we will have new challenges. The official launch is actually on Monday, so you guys are getting alpha. If you will start to play with it today, just a quick disclaimer, it might not all of it work. So tonight we'll push for the final change. I know I said just to Narp, like, we're just joking, don't push prod on Friday, but it works. So we will push it to make sure we have all the challenges. But right now you can browse, and right now there are only DeFi challenges. There are no NFT and gaming challenges yet. We also have ZK challenges, so for applied ZK. And the whole idea is that you'll be able to pick a level challenge, so level 1 being easy and 5 the hardest. And so if you pick a level 1, you'd be able to go deeper into that level. So if I go to staking, for instance, and so this is something that we'll fix, but you'll come to this page, and it basically explains what the assignment will about. So you start your journey by exploring a guide, and then there's an assignment. This specific challenge, we're going to master the basics of staking. So it's a simple contract where we'll be building the stake and withdraw functions, and that's it. Right now, if you go to click on GitHub, it doesn't take you to GitHub yet, and that's what I just shared is this evening we will push the final change, and Monday we have an actual go live. But what I'll do is I'll go to GitHub, and GitHub. I need to share it in a different browser. 1 second. Can you still see my screen? Yes. Oh, yeah. So just to show you an example of a challenge. Sorry, I need to pull up my VS Code. Yeah. So over here you see a README, and this will be in GitHub, and this README will basically have all the details that you need to know for this mission or challenge, and each challenge will have different levels. So this one has 2 levels. It tells you exactly how to go through the levels and what the objective is of each level. And so when you look at a level, it will tell you, it will give you a guide, and it will give you an assignment. And so,
sorry,
yeah,
could you zoom in just a bit?
Yeah, of course.
This good? I think that's good. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So each level will have a guide and an assignment, and the guide will basically tell you what exactly is that we're going to cover, what skills you need, and like I said, we've curated for you. So we've created Foundry exercises for you. We've curated a necessary lessons. So over here you can see everything that you need to know about staking, and the syntax cover. So once you've read through the guide, you're quote unquote ready for the assignment. And the assignment tells you step by step what you're going to build. So it will be a basic staking contract. It will tell you what functions we're going to build, like what parameters it takes, what functions are inside, what logic is inside the functions, and then basically an instruction to set up like your repo and execute it. And then finally, for those who need a little bit more help, we have a fully dummified template, and this is for people like me. I just need a little bit more like hands-on guidance, and so each line tells you exactly, what you need to write, and what the type of code is to write. So in essence, you basically just follow along with each instruction, and that will guide you in writing the smart contract. So yeah, that's in essence what we've built Level Up. We're going to start out with DeFi challenges, and we have partner challenges coming up. So for each of our partners, so like I said, Anchor, Sindri, Aztec, Covalent, Chainlink, OpenZeppelin, Graph, and Cypherin, we will have challenges on Level Up that we will launch as of Monday in a heartbeat, and then people will be able to do the challenge, work. You're able to get hands-on with the protocol on Scroll, and this will prep you for the hackathon. So you'll be going through their quick starts. You'll be able to start writing some code, and this will prep you and warm you up for the hackathon. And then right now in the V1, there's no attestation service yet, but in the V2, every time you complete a challenge, you'll be able to attest to it on chain, on mainnet, on Scroll. I think that's it from my end. I'm gonna stop sharing so I see the.
I guess, yes,
Yeah.
I see it too. I guess on that point of using the Level Up platform to prep for the hackathon, are there any particular tracks you'd recommend for people to start with? Like, what would you recommend as like you should probably have like this concept or this track done as like a nice foundational piece before starting?
Yeah, I would say like I think on Monday or Tuesday we will publish like the tracks and details. So it's always like, before you start a hackathon, it's always good to brainstorm what you want to build. I think the easy way to go about it is like on Monday. As of Monday, we'll start like sharing the partner challenges. And if you don't know which partner to engage with, you can just like start with the challenge. But if you do know, I think the easiest way is that starting with the partner challenges. So we'll take you through their quick starts. Actually, I showed DeFi on the screen, but that will probably for the keen observers on Monday won't be visible because we're going to start first with the partner launches. But I wanted something to show today. But we'll start with the partner challenges, and then slowly we'll have like a ton of challenges coming up. And the goal after Vortex will be including attestation service, because right now, like I said, I started this with Tony and Rahat. It was never about like you won't make quote unquote money of it. This is really to level up your skills. That's the whole effort. And so the only reason we're including attestation is some sort of like a reward, right, for yourself. But yeah, no, sorry, to answer your question, I think the easiest way is start with the partner challenges.
Excellent. You heard it here first, folks. You got some alpha too. So you got be sure to use it while the site is still up.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's definitely gonna go offline for a couple of hours, but we'll be back on.
Excellent. I guess we can drive through some of the questions from the crowd. On the topic of the hackathon, Tired Dev asks, can we build with Noir instead of Solidity for our project?
100% you can. So the tracks are just guidance. There'll also be a description, by the way, of a general track. But so you can use Aztec. So Noir is created by Aztec. So you're 100% welcome to utilize Node.js. I think we'll have either Node.js or another library of Aztec that we're gonna showcase in the challenge, but 100%.
Excellent. On the topic of the Level Up platform, will there be anything related to ZK challenges?
Well, that's a good one. The short answer is yes. The long answer is not this week. So we will start with the partner challenges. We have a bunch of contributors actually that are working on cryptography and ZK related challenge. So something that so a lot of on this challenge, what I'll be bringing it first is there's actually my boy RH is working on an interactive Solidity module that will introduce something that I don't think has been introduced before. which is you learn Solidity in 2-minute steps, and immediately after you go hands on the keyboard, and you don't even have to think. So it will tell you exactly how to write and build. That's what we're bringing. We are testing that framework out. But the cool thing is for a lot of you guys, a lot of you folks, you already smart contract writers. So you might want to dive into cryptography and finite fields. You might want to dive into, all things ZK related. So what are trusted setups and maybe how to write circuits. And we will apply the same framework for that. So more complex topics, what we're going to do is we're going to have guided exercises, coding environments, and definitely cryptography, ZK related, heavy on DeFi as well. Like, I think that's all, like, a huge component of DeFi, but yeah, we're bringing all of that.
Awesome. Love to hear it. And on the topic of these tracks, are they closed in a sense that the partners, your Scroll's partners and Scroll are the predominant folks that are building these lessons, or do you guys plan to expand out and have it open source so that other contributors can post up their own course material, for example?
Yeah, just to be clear, Level Up is actually separate. It's supported by Scroll. It's actually an idea that I started with a couple of friends, and they're supporting it. The goal of Level Up is really focused on Web3 engineering. So obviously, like, I'm biased. I work for Scroll purposely, and I'm a huge I'm massively grateful for them, like, helping out on launching it. But and I'll always be biased on let's say, quote unquote, deploying on Scroll. But to answer your question, Narp, yes, open source. It's all open source. It's all going to be open source. Well, actually, the project's already open source, but right now I'm working with a close group of contributors because I'm streamlining the process. I'm streamlining the ways for people to, let's say, apply. And soon we're actually we actually already have a closed group of contributors. And then if people want to be contributors, please join the Telegram group. I know some folks are not don't like TG, but join the Telegram group. You can mention me, tag me there if you want to be a contributor for the next batch, and you can be involved. And you get all the credit. You get all the credit for it. Like, hey, you built this challenge. People do your challenge. I always retweet everything people do from Level Up. So yeah, more than welcome.
Awesome. And you'll all be in good hands. I know Tony and Rat and Raza, of course. So you're gonna be in good hands, learning all about DeFi, NFTs, gaming. So definitely check that out. And we will link the Level Up website on the YouTube description, so you can check that out as well. There was one question related to Scroll I wanted to get in here. Here we go. Merab was asking about how the multi-prover part of a Scroll works. I don't know if we have too much time left, but maybe you can briefly just touch on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a simple answer in the sense that there's a blog post that dives into it, and there's a very good diagram there. I think in simple put is that how multi-prover works is that we have our own proof network where we generate a proof, and there's another network that generates a proof as well, and it's compared. And so something that's called TE, that's probably something you'd want to dive in. Just give me a minute. I can pull it up in like a second, the blog post, and then I will drop the link here. And if you have any questions, make sure to reach out. Happy to like talk about it. Found it here. Let me drop it in. I'll join the chat. Oh, I cannot.
If you paste it in the yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. And I guess kind of on the same topic, if people do have questions for you or want to learn more about Scroll, what's the best way to do that? Join the Discord, reach out to you over Twitter.
Yeah, Discord and Twitter. I think Telegram. Again, I know some folks that know, but Telegram is kind of like where you can I'm pretty active in the Level Up group. So if you want to like catch me, you can do that in the Level Up group, and you can drop questions there. the community is pretty active there as well. And just real quick about the multi-proof is something that you're gonna like want to check, Mehrab, is the trusted executed environment. But read it, ask your question on Twitter and tag me, and then that if you don't like TG, and then I'll get to that as well.
Awesome. Love to hear it. I guess that unfortunately brings us to time today. But yeah, thank you so much, Raza, for coming on. This is really informative. The hackathon sounds very exciting, as well as the Level Up platform. It looks like you and the crew put in quite a bit of work into it. So definitely, folks, you want to check that out if you want to level up your game in Web3. And just before everybody leaves today, I want to show this, the QR code for you to scan to claim your NFT for being a attendee here on DevNTell today. So what you want to do is grab your regular QR code scanner, scan this code, fill out the form, and you will be airdropped a NFT, an attendee NFT, sorry, on the base network within a handful of days. So definitely you want to get on that. You'll have a hour and a half from this point on to do that before the form closes. And with that, I just want to wish everybody a very happy Friday, happy weekend, and that we'll catch you back here next week for another episode of DevNTell. All right,
Yes.
folks.
Real quick, sorry, Tire Dev.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw your question. Yes, 2 projects, okay. All right, now.
Good catch. Excellent. All right, folks.
guys.
All right, have a good one.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.